Okay guys, here we are in the Metal Voice, and as you know, one of our favorite bands that we try to talk about every show is these two fellas right here, Canadians, fellow Canucks, Lips, and we got Robbo as special guest today.
Yeah, how about that? I am here.
And this tour, I mean, you're going pretty much across Canada. You start in Nova Scotia, you're going to land up in Alberta. Quite a few dates in Quebec here.
Yeah.
And as we know, Montreal was just proclaimed itself a metal city. That's where we're based, along with a few other journalists. And you guys have been coming here to Quebec for years and years. So
True. Without Quebec, there would never have been an Anvil. Really, because there was nowhere else to play. I mean, come on, man. When we played the Colisée in Quebec City, after we finished playing, we took the guys in Iron Maiden to the Circle Electric in the old Quebec City, and we partied until the wee hours of the morning, and listening to the music that we all grew up with.
Right.
And they were astonished. Look at this record. Look at the record collection this guy has. It was unheard of that in 1982 this guy's got all of the albums that we grew up, us and Maiden grew up with.
Right.
UFO, the old original Scorpions album with Uli Roth. All the stuff we cherished, all the Hendrix albums, all the old Deep Purple albums, Uriah Heep, all the stuff that we all grew up with was in that record collection. And they were blowing away. Where are we? This is going on.
No, you're in Quebec, man.
And that's why it's normal.
So did they have Cactus albums too?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, listen, anybody who really knows their music knows Cactus.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And they also know Thundermug.
Sorry, who?
Yeah, see? You
Thundermug.
don't know your music. Gotcha. I always get everybody out.
I'm a little younger, so forgive me.
It's a great band. You should check them out.
Okay. And, you got the album, Pounding the Pavement, you got the tour. And I'm looking at this tour schedule here. I mean, guys half your age wouldn't be able to do this, right? I mean, you guys are playing almost every night.
Yeah, but that's what you do when you have the best shitty day job. Right?
Hey, you know what? You guys deserve everything. And the momentum, as we were saying earlier, the momentum's building, right? I mean, the places are getting better, they're packed.
Yeah.
You had the best U.S. tour, you were saying?
There's no question about it. America actually showed up this time around. They showed up.
That's all you could hope for.
It's amazing. Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise, but you can see that all the hard work and momentum is building.
Great.
But I think that a great deal of this time round is that we released a video for the song "Bitch in the Box," and
That's certainly contributed.
I saw one for Ego too on YouTube today.
Yeah, but that was a lyric video.
That's a few years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
That's already almost 2 years.
Yeah, the
that's
album's
over a year
almost
ago.
It's unbelievable.
It's a year ago.
Well, we have a new album that will be coming out in January, I believe.
There we go. A new album in January.
Yeah.
So you guys are still plugging and
Of
doing
course.
what you love to do.
That's what you're supposed to
Yeah.
do.
Jimmy K here, Metal Voice. Look at this. The Metal Voice shirts are now on sale. Just go to the video description to find out on how you can purchase one. Metal!
Listen,
If you don't write hit singles and you're not a pop band, you got to stay relevant by writing great metal music that is supposed to be timeless. And that's what we've been doing all of our lives. So I'm not catering to radio, I'm catering to metal fans, and that's what we do.
And hardcore metal fans are the most loyal fans ever.
Absolutely,
I mean,
particularly the
But-
European.
Yeah, but the most loyal fans ever are Anvil fans.
That's right. That's right.
That's the most.
True.
Nothing beats Anvil fans.
That's true. The Metal Pounders unions themselves.
Can't beat them.
So, and again, it's going back to your catalog or whatever, soon to be released, what, the 18th album?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
How do you choose your set list? Like, I mean, you got to play the metal on metal, and Free as the Wind got a great reception. I mean, that's
that's not
probably
gonna suck.
arguably the greatest Anvil song in my opinion.
That's fine. A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, and
It's a classic.
So how do you slip in between, White Rhino, you could say is kind of new, and how do you slip in some of the
we don't do
newer
that.
stuff?
Well, actually, with
don't do
the
White
dark
Rhino.
years or the
Yeah.
dark years, the stuff in the '90s when you know.
Safe Sex, Dr. Kevorkian. I mean, these aren't making the set list anymore, right?
No. Well, you know, the truth be told, it's very, very obscure. The records aren't that easy to acquire, and they're deep cuts.
Yeah, they're exactly. And we used to do those songs. You know, we used to do Dr. Kevorkian. You know?
Really?
We just don't do it no more.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, as an example, we had pulled Forge and Fire out of our set. We hadn't played it in 2 years. And when we got here to Quebec, and actually when we were even in the States, all of a sudden people are yelling Forge and Fire, and we're kind of going,
like all the
what?
time, like Forge, like non-stop, all
Like,
the time.
what the hell? It's like it was like we're scratching our heads because no one gave us even noticed it was gone for years, and it's like, what? Okay, you want to play it? Yeah, okay. So we got to the gig last night, and we did go to do sound check, and I go, okay, let's just do it. We did it, and it's like, wow, it's like we never even took a break. Okay, let's play it tonight if everybody cheers. So we go to leave the stage, and even before we're actually off the stage, the whole audience is yelling "Forged in Fire!"
Incredible.
It was crazy.
Like, how the fuck did they know that we were? Like, what? Like, if we didn't play it, what would we have done?
Yeah. They would have left home disappointed.
Weird.
You know what I mean?
It was very.
But if I was correct, you played that the last time you were here 2 years ago. I think you played Forged in Fire. I remember. Yeah, that was played. Yeah. And I got a great reaction to prove your point.
Okay, but it's still it's kind of an anomaly to me. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like it's unexpected.
So let's go back to Robb's what he said earlier. There's a new album coming out, and rumor has it there's a new label as well.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna announce that. We have a new deal.
So there's a new deal.
Everything is going to be fresh and new and off to a new start.
So
I think it'd be a better start.
So there you go.
I'm anticipating it to be a much better start.
So everybody pay attention. Try to see this announcement in the coming months.
Well, the thing is that
it'll be announced. Everything's going to be announced officially.
All the stuff that's attached to our management, including our production team, all that was connected. The only thing that wasn't connected was the record deal, and now I would say that it's more in line with who our management is used to dealing with.
There you go. Makes it a lot easier.
That's a better place to be.
So cross that one off for Lip's duties and responsibilities.
Yeah, that's it. Now it's now everything is all in the same. It's like everything is in the same camp.
Okay.
You know?
And I caught you guys after the movie and after all the hype, opening for Alice Cooper in Quebec City at the Pavillon de la Jeunesse years ago. How come we don't see you guys opening for any of these acts that are coming around?
Has to do with agencies, who's managing you, who's going to give you a break.
Who's scared?
It's called politics.
Politics, and sometimes it's just as simple as they asked Alice Cooper, and he goes, "Oh, Anvil, yeah, I play him on my radio show. Yeah, I'd love to have him."
There you go.
There's that too, right? So there's always a number of things at play. I mean, also the other aspect is a lot of doors have not opened in that regard, and that actually separates you from leaving the clubs.
Right.
You won't leave the clubs until you get that ultimate tour where you're in those huge venues on a consistent basis. It's not we did 3 shows with Alice Cooper.
Or we did a couple over here,
or we did a show with Metallica in Singapore. It doesn't change your status. What would change a band's status is I just did all of America with Metallica.
Right.
Then you're looking at a change in status. In the same way that when Metallica put out their when they first started out and they got asked on the Aussie tour, they went and played all over America with Ozzy. Had they not done that, Metallica would never have been the big band that they became.
Right, exactly.
It's the way it works. That's what gives a band credibility. But having said all that, do I care? Ultimately, no, because you know what it is? It's not about making $1 million. It's about making a living doing what you love, which is all I ever wanted. And at this point, I haven't stopped working in 13 fucking years. Like, I have not had any time off in 13 years. And that's not a complaint, that's a fact.
Yeah, that's good news, actually.
That's right. And I haven't done a food delivery in 13 years, okay?
Wait.
This is my job, and I'm making a fucking living, and I'm working on my first million, just like the rest of the world.
Let's get back to, what do you call it again, Rob? the best
Best shitty day job.
The best shitty day job ever. Yeah.
And look, let's talk about that. Apparently, we're up to the 10th year anniversary of the DVD,
Right.
which changed your lives. There's no disputing that.
Right.
That was a nuclear bomb.
Yeah. And this coming from a guy that I
with
said,
serious fallout.
and a guy that was hesitant to go into the project, who's a firm believer that this kind of just blew up like unbelievable.
Yeah, well, of course, it went beyond any expectation I had initially, because I didn't know what to expect. Yeah, I didn't even know what to expect.
Well, no, nobody did it before.
Yeah, exactly, right? You know, it brought everything that I was told it was going to bring.
And maybe even more.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe even more. But initially, everything that was said did happen.
Okay, so
You know, that wizard in England, he had some special magic.
he did, yeah.
Yeah, he had put some special magic on the whole thing.
And the 3-piece has been years now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
that's awesome.
I don't see any difference between 4-piece and 3-piece. It's still rocking. It's still everything. Do you have some?
The truth be told, it's if you're not going to use a second guitar in a lead guitar fashion, then you don't really need it. The earlier Anvil albums were strictly a rhythm guitar player, which was a redundancy. It's just doing what I did.
Right.
And playing along with the bass. We didn't have the bass player we have today.
Okay.
We needed, and the second guitar player was the second vocalist. So what we really needed to have was a bass player a really good bass player who could sing.
Yeah.
And then you don't need another guy.
And speaking of Chris, the last time we met, you said you wanted somebody a lot more animated, like Nibs and Saxon as a bass player, and I think he fills that role. Witnessing the concert after we had our interview, this guy's jumping all over. The facial expressions are just priceless, by the way. And he's the animated guy I think you were looking for, like you had described earlier.
Yeah, well, it's the right guy. It's the guy that fits with me. It's like the other. It's the Ed McMahon to
Johnny Carson.
It's a good fit.
Yeah, right.
It's a good fit.
It's a good fit. He fits in well, and and he works
on
well
every level. On every level, on a personal level, on a musical level, and it's not just a second voice. It's a second voice that works well with the lead voice. And that's really important. We've had other guys singing,
right,
and it never sounded like it does now.
Good.
The reason being, it's not the right voice.
Yeah. Now you found a guy.
Now we got a guy.
Yeah, good. And what's this thing about you never retiring? I'm looking at you, Anvil today, and here's Lip saying, I'm not going to retire.
Well, I am retired.
Yeah.
I'm retired from a fucking day job, man.
I should say retired from.
Now I'm doing what I love. I'm retired. It's like that's what could be better. When it's like I said, when you do what you love, you're not working. So I'm retired.
That's it. Exactly.
It's retired into this.
Yeah.
Right. And well deservedly after all these years.
Yeah, and it's
actually both are.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, this is what we do.
you know when you're starved, and then you finally get to eat, you eat.
Yeah.
That's what's going on, and you're enjoying it. People are going, "Wow, look at these guys! How much they enjoy playing." No kidding.
Well, yeah, and that I'd like to talk about, because witnessing you guys live, if it's you play a club as if you're in front of a stadium. Your faces are radiating.
Because the truth is,
that's where we come from, and that's what we know.
That's all we know.
And that's what it is. So, okay, we're in a club. It's full, but it's like we're playing to fucking 10,000 people.
It is.
And that's how you that's how we have fun.
And that's how you connect with the audience.
Yeah, that's the fun.
No,
Phone it in.
no, exactly. Like certain bands we spoke about earlier, we won't say it, we won't name anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's it. That authenticity is what the audience picks up, and that's why you have that loyal following that shows up, and new fans, like you were saying earlier.
The new fans are absolutely, the new pounders are out of control, and there are so many young people. Right, Lips?
Yeah,
the young people is
big,
crazy.
This is one of the really the biggest win for us at this point in time are the new fans and all the people that have never seen us. We're not depending on the geriatric crowd to come see us.
We're talking to two of us here, Rob. Lips, you might be careful.
No, but it's truth. It's truth. It's very mixed now. We've got so many young people. We have even women. A lot of more women than ever, and
it's not just a sausage fest.
So it's a cross mix.
And that goes back to your point that we were discussing earlier, where being out there, hitting the road, touring, does get you the new fans.
Absolutely.
There's some bands out there I don't want to mention. Nobody was younger than 50 and filling up forums.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that. We know that. You have to stay on the road playing all the time to actually make a difference with this. Otherwise, it's pointless. You're a fucking weekend hobby band?
Yeah.
Most are. We're not that.
Play a few festivals in the summer and then go back.
What happens to a lot of the older bands is they can't really make a living out there, so they end up getting jobs, and then you can't get off the time, and you can't afford to take off the time, so it becomes like a fucking spiral down. So now 4 of the guys in the band have to make $1,000 a week, and what's the truth? And they have to be home to make that money. So how can you go out in a band and you're making $500 a week? You can't afford to do it.
You got to pay the bills at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, they can't afford to do it because you worked yourself into a position
you stifle yourself.
You stifled yourself to being able to do it.
It becomes a vicious circle.
And then you end up becoming just a weekend hobby band. And they complain and whine and bitch about everything. But they created their own dog shit.
Yeah, you got to set your life up so that you can do it. And then when you do that, you have to do it.
Right.
It turns into you have to do it.
You're committed, yeah.
You're committed.
Yeah.
Right? We're making a serious living.
This is our lifestyle.
Doing this now.
We're committed to this. We do it all the time.
We don't need to go get a day job. This is our job now.
Go anywhere, anytime. Pick up and let's go. That's what we do. We've been doing it for over a decade.
Yeah.
And the future, we got so much work coming up. It's just like Lip said, we can do this forever.
Yeah, let's speak about that. You got a festival in Europe after this tour. 5 festival. Okay, there we go. And Japan possibly on the horizon.
No, that's not possible. That's happening.
Okay.
That's happening. October 8th and 9th.
There you go.
7th and 8th.
7th and 8th.
Maybe even Hong Kong. Yeah. All right, guys. So the new album's coming out, and you said in January, hopefully. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
So what can everybody expect about this next?
More Anvil.
Anvil is Anvil.
Yeah, more fucking awesome Anvil. It's just a continuation of what we've been doing for like the last 4 or 5 years, really.
Yeah.
Nothing, it's some very powerful riffs, some good.
And of course, it's all fresh and new, but there are definitely the roots are still very much ourselves. Everybody who liked us before is going to like us still, and people who didn't like us are still not going to like us. So ultimately, that's where it's going to sit, because I'm not going to tailor my music and my songs to the people that don't like us.
Yeah, no.
And
no
hope
sense
that
at
they
this
will.
point. No.
I'm do the exact opposite. The people that love us, they want to hear specific kind of tempos and kind of riffs and kind of stuff. And I'm going to look. I look for those things because it not only is it's part of it's really my vocabulary, and I'm going to continue with that, with new subjects and new things to sing about, but ultimately it's going to be
more smashing, crushing Anvil.
Yeah, and I think that this album has some of the best slow pounders and some of the best fast stuff that we've ever done.
Yeah,
because you're always trying to be a little bit, you're trying to be different because you don't want it to be exactly the same, because then you're just repeating yourself. You're not being creative. So
How's this? Did you like the last album?
Yes.
Then you're gonna fuck.
It
You're gonna
grew
fuck.
on me. After the first listen, it was like you said, it's Anvil. But the more I listen to it, I have to say the playing is amazing.
Okay. So guess what? You're gonna fucking love this album.
Okay, all right. That's what we did. That's what we're gonna end it on right there, guys. This next album is gonna be unbelievable. Hey, Lips and Rob, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure, and looking forward to the show later on this evening.
appreciate your support. Thank you very much.
Hey everybody, David Allison here. Just announcing the new Altitudes and Attitudes roast, the new coffee from Ellison Coffee to celebrate me and Frank Bellows' group, Altitudes and Attitude. Cool, tasty, delicious coffee, since we are both coffee fiends. Click in the link in the description there and you'll be able to find the pre-order for that. And also, just to let you know that Ellison Coffee Company is also a proud sponsor of The Metal Voice.